pretty windy, so the audio is probably not so great. But if you're watching, let me know. Dead end. Seems to be some construction up ahead, but I think I know a detour. Maybe not. Died down a little bit. Hopefully it's a little quieter. guest here. Syed Bites. If that's even your real name. It's not your real name. As the first commenter, can you hear me? That means you can hear me. You're a moderator? Who approved that? Yes, as you can tell, it's pretty rowdy in the chat. That Matt 8754 character seems shady, though. Keep an eye on him. Alright, now it's getting windier. Can you still hear me? That's why it's a test. Oh. We'll figure it out for the next one. This gas station was completely destroyed during Sandy. Probably one of the only ones in the area, really. Interestingly, I don't see any Teslas in there. Hey! My internet walking pioneer action kid. Yes, I'm doing a test. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Guess I missed the porta potty to open. afraid of what I'll find in there. I do see a little boat over there. Yeah, that's what it seems like. I'll have to figure out how to actually get the chat off of the video screen. I think ideally I'd see the chat, but it wouldn't show up overlaying on the screen for everyone else to see on the video itself. I don't know how good the Note 20 is at blocking out wind noise, but hopefully it's good enough. It's no iPhone, I'll say that. It's not like my iPhone's any better. Yeah, my intention was to use my work phone to see the chat. So if I can just figure out how to get it off the screen in Prism, I think I'll be golden, and then everything will rest on the laurels of T-Mobile as a cell service provider. Much more distracting when you're actually on a live stream than when you're just filming, from what I see.
My shop is like pretty quiet now. Now with the change, it's pretty quiet.
We're on 20th Street now, on the Stuyvesant Town side of Peter Cooper Village in Stuyvesant Town. Still a lot of construction. Yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Probably when I get home. Normally I walk very fast. I think I'm walking at about 1/3 of my usual pace. I'm keeping it on wide angle mode right now. I guess you could see more, and I might have to change the way the OM4 stabilizes. I think I'm in some kind of fast follow mode. This is Stuyvesant Town's Playground 10. Normally it's just a grassy field, the AstroTurf, but in the last few years they started turning it into an ice rink. Stop by the fountain. It looks like some trees here are still in peak foliage. These might be a variety of maple tree. Some of them have signs, so I'm going to take a look. No signs. But I do think it's a type of maple tree. Hey, Christophe from France. Very cool. Welcome. You're in my inaugural live stream test from Stuyvesant Town in Manhattan. Alright, let's keep moving. They've started with the Christmas decorations here too. First Avenue and 18th Street. Get in Manhattan. I think I'll keep walking up 18th Street. Let's see if this does anything. No. Doesn't do anything. No. Oops. Alright. Keep moving. Some folks ready to hit the golf course. There used to be some sort of community health clinic for the longest time. They tore it down. I'm not sure what they're going to put here instead, but I'm assuming it'll be a combination residential and commercial space. Let's see. No, it just says demolition. Hey, Rose. Welcome. So that's an interesting thing to think about. Most streamers I've seen usually mute their audio when there's music playing, but now I'll have to think about that, and I had to actually do it in Prism. I gotta figure out that I improved the stabilization on this thing. Might have something to do with wide angle mode. So here's an interesting house I wanted to show you. Usually they put up more Christmas decorations, but right now they have a few masks and some statues. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. Keep moving. This looks like about every 30 minutes I would have to switch hands. My left one was getting a little bit tired. Now I'm on my right, fresh, ready to go. Approaching 2nd Avenue. A great little pizza place here called Pasto. Stayed open. I think many restaurants closed, such as the Thai restaurant across the street. There's the rest of 2nd Avenue. Unstable, hopefully that picks up. Actually, let's stop by Stuyvesant Park. I think I have to make sure my Wi-Fi doesn't connect. I'm near one of my work areas. Let's see how long that lasts. I have 5G on this phone, but I imagine T-Mobile's 5G implementation wasn't the best. Over here. There's a St. George's Chapel right by Stuyvesant Square, which is where we are. And there's a private school here called Friends Seminary, which I did not go to. Go inside the park, but there's not too much to see. A lot of people walk their dogs in there. The fountain's not on. So we just continue up on 16th Street. St. George's Play Yard. And we've really come full circle with the outdoor dining, which has now become outdoor-indoor dining. But I guess it's still a good way for restaurants to expand their capacity, since indoor is still limited to 25%. Oh, I can make this light. We're approaching Irving Place, and then the next stop will be Park Avenue, or Union Square. East, I guess you could say. Although nobody calls it that. Below 14th Street, Park Avenue turns into 4th Avenue, and I believe even this area of Park Avenue, which is Park Avenue South, used to also be 4th Avenue. There's a few buildings that still have some old school fonts on them that say 4th Avenue. Let me switch this back to regular view. camera's a little bit higher quality when it's in the regular lens rather than wide angle. But you also can't see as much, and I'm in 720p, so I guess it doesn't really matter. There we go. So we're getting closer to Union Square. Some more elaborate outdoor dining setups, depending on the restaurant. This is the stand. Whiskey specials. So we're Union Square now. Sunday morning, so it's pretty quiet. Usually there's a farmer's market here. Well, depending on the day of the week. Several days a week there's a farmer's market. Right in the middle. Usually Saturday is the busiest day in this area. There's not much to see in the plaza over there, so I'll go through the park. Maybe there was stuff to see there. There's a fairly large multi-story Barnes & Noble store. The top floor actually has a little, almost like an auditorium where authors would do book signings and talks about their works. And about 20 years ago, there was actually a software store in there called Babbage's. That's really not a thing anymore. There's no stores dedicated to software like there used to be. Software Etc. was another one. I believe they were the same company. But now I'm just showing my age. So yeah, on a different day like a Saturday, this will be completely full with people and stands from local farms, other places. But right now, pretty empty. Let's head this way towards Broadway. Plaza I was mentioning, pretty empty right now. In the background with that dome at the top, that was a some kind of a theater that just underwent a lot of renovation. Poor timing overall, but who knew what was coming? Hopefully we get to get back there soon. Hey, we really are a global community here. Baroness Burzum from Hungary. Welcome. I hope I said that okay. Scotch and soda, not a liquor store, but a clothing store. Paragon store has been here as long as I can remember. Overall, not the cheapest sporting store. I guess most of them really aren't, except maybe Modell's, but overall it does offer a lot of variety and choice. So if you're a fan of decision paralysis and really can't make any choices, that's the place to go if you need any sporting goods. Hey Cynthia, glad I could show you your home. Yep, we're in Manhattan right now, but it's quite empty. Sorry about that. Sounds of the city. Part of everyday life. Is it on this block or the next block? I think it's on the next block. So we're still on Broadway. We're on Broadway and 19th Street right now. Still many things are boarded up, including the theater. But our theaters aren't open yet. Some places are. Not in New York, though. I'm not very political myself, but there's definitely a lot of excitement here in New York recently. Now gyms are open again. That includes Equinox, which is one of the higher end gyms. Доброе утро. Well, I don't know what time it is in Russia right now, but welcome. Thank you for joining. Я тоже говорю по-русски. So we're still walking up north on Broadway, Manhattan. 21st Street is next. And we're getting close to Madison Square Park. Yeah, I moved here from Russia myself when I was young. Would have been 30 years ago next year. See an iconic building in the background, Empire State Building. Even though I'm in wide angle mode and 720p, you should still be able to make it out based on the pixels there. You know, we should take advantage of the city streets that are closed off right now. Stay out of the bike lane though. Don't want to be part of the problem. I definitely don't normally use this follow mode when I film with the Pocket, Osmo Pocket or Pocket 2, but I left it on. So I don't sing very well. I play piano though. Piano. We're at Madison Square Park. And again, sorry that the chat is overlaying on the screen. I'll be sure to figure that out after the stream ends. I don't have enough hands right now. Let's see. There's a line over there. I wonder if that's... Oh. I think I know what this is for. I believe there's a city MD or another urgent care center on the block. And my guess, if I had to venture one, is that everyone is trying to get tested before Thanksgiving. I don't know how long the tests take from these urgent care centers. At a hospital center, it's pretty quick. You get it back in less than a day, but I'm assuming they have to send these out. I don't think they have the PCR machines or whatever they're called to actually do it on site. But that's probably what's happening. Yes, I think so. You know, depending on how long it takes to come back, you don't know what'll happen in between tests. So I'm hoping people still don't think it's a free pass to see their families and affect them, or not know, because you could still be asymptomatic. But we won't talk about that too much. We just keep our precautions, mindfulness, and hopefully everyone will be okay. Рита, yes, да. 30 лет следующий год. Мне было 7 лет, когда я приехал сюда. 30 years. So this is, again, Madison Square Park. We are on this little side street where we're going towards, or north on 5th Avenue. There's a little dog run here in the park. Hard to see from here, but I think you get the idea based on the sounds. Yeah, I learned that recently, that a lot of Russians, Eastern Europeans, also dispersed to a lot of places around the world, Argentina being one of those hotspots. It's pretty interesting. This did used to be a gym, and it looks like it's shut down. You still see some remnants. You know, I do wonder. Many times they sell this equipment, so I don't know if they're ever going to reopen as a gym. But if you need some home equipment, it might be worth checking out your local gyms if they're closing or not. You might be able to get some at a good deal. We're at 5th Avenue, 27th Street. Let's double check. that is the Marble Collegiate Church, with the Empire State Building just behind it. A little bit closer together, as many of the other walkers are on YouTube and other platforms. So we're getting a bit closer to Koreatown. We just call it K-Town usually. I think the most recent dining rules in effect are nothing past 10 p.m. So normally there's a lot of late nights in K-Town, and you can see the aftermath in the morning, but I think we'll walk through a pretty quiet Sometimes you forget how loud buses are until you try to talk over them. To highlight one area over here. We're at the beginning of Koreatown. So this place. So we are very close to Let's Meet. Now, Let's Meet is actually a Korean barbecue place, but it's one of the only ones that I know of in the area that are all you can eat. So you can order as much meat as you want for about an hour. There's a 90-minute dining limit, I think. So about 60 minutes they have to cut you off. But it's, I think, $35 a person for the regular menu. And I think you can also get a premium menu that's $40-something. But my tip is just get the cheaper one. It still has really good meats on it. So we are in K-Town now, pretty much. I'm going to go walk up it. Just want to show Empire State Building's up here. As we get closer to it, it's harder for me to show it. Right across the street. I think on Saturday they actually closed down the street still, so you can walk down the middle, but right now there are cars coming down, so I will avoid it. Again, for those of you joining, apologies on the overlay chat on the video. Hey, Tori Day, thank you. Much appreciated. The walking community has really experienced a boom over the recent few months and year, and I think it's great. The more of us around to document the city, the better. Hope this sounds okay. I'm just using the internal microphones on this Galaxy Note 20. So again, we are in Koreatown. It's relatively clean for a Sunday morning. Again, probably because the restaurant's closed at 10 p.m. So things got quiet pretty early. Great, thanks, Dory. Normally I come here Monday mornings because I take the subway from the corner here on 32nd and Broadway. And Koreatown is filled with garbage waiting to be picked up. It's already tied up and ready to go. It's just a lot of it waiting for the trucks to come by. But right now it's pretty quiet. Oh, and if you're in the area and you're looking for some treats from across the globe, that TES Life, TES Life store, the red, it's probably hard to see in the live stream because I'm only in 720p, but that store right there, this one, has various little treats and other trinkets from other countries, such as Japan, China. I'll get a little bit closer to it. Of course, you can, I think it's Japan mainly, it's a Japanese specialty store. I'm looking at the rest of the signs. I was personally surprised when I first saw it, but that GameStop on the corner over here, corner of 33rd and Broadway, is also a combination Think Geek. If you don't know Think Geek, it's kind of an interesting website. I thought it was only a website that sells kind of nerdy, geeky toys and trinkets, electronics. It's definitely worth a look in case you want to get someone a gift or just want to see what's out there. Thank you, Cynthia. Much appreciated. We are nearing Macy's. Я не думаю, что меня пустят в Trump Tower. There are still, the media writer is asking in Russian if I can go in the Trump Tower. I'm not sure if I can. I think you used to be able to. Right now there's armed guards that stand in front of it. Stuff being set up here in addition to the street vendors. Now, I don't know what kind of filming it's for, if it's a preparation for the Thanksgiving Day parade, which I wasn't even sure if it's still happening this year. I assume it is. Nothing to apologize for. Just asking questions. You never know unless you ask. So, thank you, Cynthia. So I think Action Kid was just here recently, showing us what Macy's has done. I doubt they're open at this hour on a Sunday, but look at the outside. I do have to figure out how to mute this when I do need to mute it.
Hey, what's happening?
Bill, I was hoping I'd see you down here. How you doing, man? Good, very good. I know you've been working now.
So yeah, I did see the no parking signs, and this is preparation for the parade. They have a few medic stations and everything. And we are walking on Broadway. We just went through Herald Square, Macy's. This is where the parade will go by. And they usually have more of a song and dance routine right in front of Macy's itself. That seems to be the hot spot of all of it. Not to use any COVID terms. And again, we're walking north on Broadway from Herald Square, so the next square we'll hit will be Times Square. I guess I'm doing okay on battery, but I don't know how well I'm doing on bladder capacity. If that's not too much information, I don't know what is. Light just changed. Not in my favor. Just checking to see. I don't think these streets are fully ambulation open. I see barricades on the next block. And yes, bathrooms are hard to find now. If only I had George Costanza here, who might have the latest data on bathrooms available during COVID. The church bells. Ah, yes, it's 9 a.m. Sweet Green. This is a very popular and not that cheap for a salad place. I guess you still call them salad bars? No, I think those are more where you pick your own salad, like at a buffet. So yes, those church bells are for 9 a.m. Eastern time here in New York. That Velcro sound is the sleeve of my jacket getting stuck on my zipper area as I walk, because I'm not zipped up. In case you were wondering. Hey, DTUK, hello my friend. I know we caught each other on maybe 3 different live streams yesterday in the chat, but now I'm live streaming. What a world. Now I do think there's another urgent care place here, as there is a line. as of right now, I'd recommend people to come to this one. As it seems to be much shorter of a line than the one we saw at Herald Square. That one was huge. Or huge, as some might say. There's a few little art pieces here. This is Spicy the Chihuahua by Will Kurtz. Very spicy. And it looks like he has a friend in Macy the Pug. Macy the Pug. From steel and recycled plastic bags with exterior duct tape. Alright. I think I'll be okay. Thank you, Cynthia. CVS may or may not sometimes have them, but I won't check for now. I think we're okay. I'll keep this going. Getting much closer to Times Square, which will probably be pretty quiet, as most places I've seen this morning are, except City MD and the other urgent cares. You can hear a train passing under us. We're on Broadway, so it could be a one train, a two train. Hicham, Hicham, hello, hello, welcome. At this for about an hour and 10 minutes now. Nowhere near the endurance of the powerful action kid. Made it to 42nd Street. Empty even for the cars. And it looks like Montefiore, we'll just call it Monty, put up a bit of a mural here to thank the healthcare workers. Thank you, Cynthia. So here we are in Times Square. Pretty quiet. NYPD, bit of a hub here. I think they're New York's finest. And firefighters in New York's bravest. I don't know the full history of those monikers, but it would be interesting to find out. I'll look into that later. Again, Times Square, Sunday morning, on a cloudy day, pretty quiet. you're probably right, Cynthia, about Bryant Park. Although I always see a line outside those bathrooms. Even when it doesn't seem like there are many people out. I believe there's two cars there. One on the left is a Tesla Model Y. Model Y driving by. So we're still making our way over here. Here's these bird cages. Actually, I believe Walk, Ride, Fly was around here yesterday. Another great streamer. Walking YouTuber. I'm not sure what this is, but perhaps we should stream Winnie's Diner if we could find it. That's the opera reference with all these masks. I'll head towards the stairs by the tickets place. And then I think we'll loop around Rockefeller Center too. See what the status of the tree is. Disney stores here. We're at a time when there's probably more folks trying to sell tour bus tickets than there are actual tourists in the area. Here's the stairs. Very, very empty. You know, I think I'll keep them that way as we keep moving. But I will turn around, as the other perspective of Times Square is also very nice from this point of view. I'll switch the camera so you can see what it looks like in non-wide angle. Father Duffy statue, the tickets booth, and the tickets stairs. Go back to wide angle. So, as expected, these booths are closed until we get some more performances. Here is, it should be 7th Avenue. Let's cross the street. And I think we're on 47th Street. So, this light should be changing. Yep, it is now red and green for us. Let's walk down one more block and I'll make a right going east on 48th Street. Store. 48th and 7th. Or Fashion Avenue, but I think that's depending on the area you're in. If you're closer to the 20s, or closer to FIT, Fashionist Technology, and I think in that area they definitely call it Fashion Avenue. Probably not here. Just 7th Avenue. Ha! New York's best coffee. I'm only kidding, of course, but they will do in a pinch. New York has great little coffee shops. And I know some of the other streamers like Walk, Ride, Fly really do enjoy their coffee. And I do myself. But I made some at home before I left. This is the city of scaffolding. But this is just how the city is. It's in a state of constant change. That's what we're living in. Yeah, coffee. More Long Islander, but yes, coffee. My mom moved out there herself, so I'm familiar with the island. We're approaching 6th Avenue and 48th Street. And eventually we'll get to Rockefeller Center. See what the status of the tree is before there are any crowds in the area. I believe the tree lighting ceremony is December 2nd, from what I've heard. Don't quote me on it. Please fact check me. I thought I saw a news article about the new Rockefeller Center tree, that they found an owl inside. It was very small, so I thought at first they thought it was a baby owl, but it ended up being an adult owl of a small variety. Nobody really knows why it didn't fly away when they chopped the tree down, or maybe it showed up later. Who knows? But it might have been that owl's home. We won't get too depressing here. All right. I do want to see these little Christmas lights. Oh, did they name the owl Rockefeller? That's pretty good. I do know some animal group did take it and is going to release it into the wild when it's ready. So that's good. You don't want to keep it in captivity too long before it gets too complacent and its survival instincts reduce. But yes, I do like that the owl is named Rockefeller. They're monetizing. Capture the moment, so they say. Capture the moment. First Republic Bank. I do have to give a shout out to First Republic Bank. They refinanced my student loans at a great rate, to say the least. So we're continuing east on 48th Street. Japanese joints. Surutondan. Yeah. I think we had one of those on 16th Street. Anyway, also a ramen and sushi bar. interesting combination. And some Chinese food. Spice Grill, which I guess is closed. Bars, of course. Five Guys Burgers and Fries. It's a chain. You may have heard of it. I was excited when it first came to New York. Very greasy from what I remember. I just wish we had an In-N-Out here. In-N-Out would be perfect. I don't know if you can see there, but Riley's is using Will Ferrell's stem, the Elf movie. Great. Okay. DTUK, thank you. I tried to prepare for it. The one thing I wasn't able to solve is getting rid of the chat overlay on the stream itself. I think it's redundant since you could see it right on the side unless you're watching full screen. You know, there's a way to watch everything. We're at the tree, but before we get to the tree, here's a Nintendo store. I came here with a friend of mine a few years back when the Switch first came out, and we were able to get it first day. That was pretty fun. Nintendo Switch, pretty fun system. Right, here we are. Ian Sproats, welcome from Gibraltar. Thank you so much. Ah yes, Side Bites. We made a journey that day while you were late for some But here it is in all its glory. Can't even capture it all in wide angle mode. And of course, while we're here, Atlas. With a mask on, if you could see. There he is. Edgar, wow, that is impressive. I didn't know that. People used to grow up much faster back then. More Christmas displays are up. It's Cartier. Nike store is over here on the left. I believe it's their flagship store. I usually buy one pair of Nike basketball shoes per year, for a couple of years, depending on how fast I wear them out. Another Italian shoe store. We'll get a little bit closer to Central Park. Then I may have to end this first test stream. But it seems like it went well, and I think I'm going to be doing more of these. Another church, St. Thomas. Thanks, DTUK.
Y'all look last up to Dollar Tree. Y'all go a lot of shit there. Meteorita 6 was here earlier asking about the Trump Tower, and that is over here. Maybe we'll see the armed guards that stand in front of it, but I don't think you can go in it anymore that easily, if at all. Now this street looks closed. Let's take a look why. Not sure. That is a brisk job. Good pace.
just thinking about the pigeon lady from Home Alone. We have light. So, yep, this is Trump Tower. Some interaction between perhaps tourists and the armed guards in front of it. But yeah, I don't think I'll be going in there.
Not that one.
Switch back. Yep, most likely. But as an ex-president, or, well, who knows what'll happen exactly, but yes, either way I think he'll have lifelong Secret Service, so it'll still be a pretty tightly security monitored area. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not as refined as I pretend I am sometimes. The Apple Store. I believe I heard on Walk Right livestream this is open 24/7. I don't personally use Apple products except my work phone, but it is nice that there's a 24/7 store for people living or visiting the city in case something goes wrong with their phones. So yes, here's the Plaza Hotel. Feature in Home Alone 2. And if I remember correctly, I think Donald Trump was in it. He interacted with Kevin McAllister, or Macaulay Culkin, who I still can't believe did an episode with the Angry Video Game Nerd. That was very funny. Edgar, thank you for clarifying. Still, designing anything that's erected at that age is impressive. What was I doing at 24? I think I was still applying to med schools then. Not too much. They keep this William Tecumseh Sherman statue very clean, very golden and brilliant. Central Park's horse and carriages. I guess I could take a short detour through the park along the eastern side of it. I was about to go this way, but I'm not sure I want to walk through all those pigeons. Let's go this way. Oh. Most of them flew away. Let's do it. So now we are in Central Park at the southeast corner, close to 5th Avenue. Now, even though Central Park West, or I think 9th Avenue, is called Central Park West, 5th Avenue is not called Central Park East, at least routinely. Ah, yes, I think we'll maybe take a brief walk through the zoo, because there is a zoo here. And I'm going to make my way more east and south.
My turn.
Very quiet, very peaceful this morning. So interestingly, walking an hour and 40 minutes correlates to about 10,400 steps, according to my Galaxy Watch. Okay, here we are. Central Park Zoo. Assuming it's closed at the moment, but even if it were open, you do have to reserve your tickets in advance. Currently. It is what it is. They open at 10 a.m. in 20 minutes. Ah, they're feeding the sea lions, I think. And training them a little bit. Ah, free show. Those seem like pretty cool jobs. At first, that sound in the background I thought was somebody playing bucket drums. But it's not. It's just a trash cart. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. Hablo poquito español también, but not much. Well, there's another small area of Central Park's over here. Children's zoos here. The recently completed Lehman Gates. Hopefully that'll be clear enough to read and pause at some point. Tisch Children's Zoo. I'll have to watch I'll have to read about Tisch a little bit more because I know that name is very common in New York with the hospitals and other places associated with NYU too. The Warriors is a great movie. Alright, I'll pick up the pace a little bit as I am about ready to head back south. Can I exit the park here? Yes, I can. Exit the park. Try to pronounce things as well as I think they should sound, but I know I have an accent. My Russian probably has an accent now too. It's been too long. Alright, we're back on 5th Avenue. Easternmost side of Central Park. Let's head more east. Going east, the next avenue we'll hit is Madison Avenue. This is still a pretty residential area, but not so cheap, as you can imagine. But Madison Avenue does have quite a few high-end shops in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Streets-wise, not years-wise. DTUK, that's a for you. Good for the legs, good for the heart. Madison Avenue, 66th Street. Alright, let's go south. Donna. Bottega Veneta, I think. Now there's these JP Morgan Chase private banking. It's like a little mini mansion. Kind of out of place, but also kind of perfect. Private banking. Probably never be in one of these. De Beers. Buccellati.
Oh.
Graph. I don't know too much about these high-end stores. Fairly simple when it comes to my wardrobe. I like Uniqlo. I do get my work shirts from Mizzen in Maine for their moisture wicking ability, fast drying. Maybe I'll be the fourth. Although I do think Barney's was around here. Pretty expensive store, but they closed down recently. And again, we're walking south on Madison Avenue. Bit of a varus deformity, almost a foot drop. So yeah, this is where Barney's was. I don't know if they opened something else. It does say the tradition continues. So it looks like they might have opened a restaurant. Marc Jacobs on the left. seeing all these Italian stores and other international stores. I just kind of find it funny that it would just walk up on tots. Simple tots. I'm sure either way it's out of my price range, but I find it amusing. Tots. Holiday decorations continue. Oh, what have I done? Okay, back in business. Balenciaga. No, I'm not sure. But we continue our walk down Madison Avenue. As I walk towards my dream, being able to use the bathroom. I think I got used to walking fast just growing up in the city. My mom used to drag me around everywhere. Kind of felt like we were running late all the time, so I just kind of built it into my system to walk quickly. And it's, I think it's in the high 50s right now, Fahrenheit. Maybe 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Let me check. Oh, actually it's 48. Interesting. I think I'm just sweating a little bit from walking.
What's the hockey schedule? Oh, God.
We're approaching the back of the Trump Tower. But yeah, it's about 9-10 degrees Celsius right now. Almost 50 Fahrenheit. The way I only remember certain Fahrenheit and Celsius conversions, like 0 and 32, 10 and 50, 20 and 70. For all the others, I guess body temperature also is about 37 or 98.6. Exactly, GTUK. Just got to keep moving as best as you can within your comforts, and your body will thank you. Maybe not right away. You might feel a little tired, but it's definitely good in the long run. So much scaffolding. Once again, it's a narrow walkway. They must be on a tight schedule if they're working on the weekends. A little carriage inside this Wells Fargo, if you can see that. But I'm going to keep moving. Harman Kardon speaker store on the left. Actually never been. British. I do like KEF, K-E-F speakers. Lower East Side. I grew up in Stuyvesant Town. Or Stuytown as we call it. But Stuytown has changed so much over the years. Rolex. I think they make maybe some watches, I don't know. Probably not too fancy. Yeah, I went to PS40 public school for elementary school. And then junior high 104. Eventually LaGuardia High School. And New York University for undergrad. Yeah, I think Stuyvesant High School moved. I don't remember when it moved. Late 90s? Yeah, I went to a high school. I was in senior year during 9/11, and unfortunately had some friends who went to Stuyvesant High School around that time as well. Hi. I hope nobody really hates Denise, but hi. We are still walking south on Madison Avenue. Here we are at 50th Street. John Cardinal O'Connor Way. This car is going slow. Okay. Yeah, New Yorkers are strong, proud people. More church bells. I guess it's 10 a.m.? Yeah. They've been tearing this building down for a while here. I think they're tearing down the one behind it too. Oh, I forgot to mention, we just walked by 48th and Madison. One of my favorite sushi joints happens to be there, called Hatsuhana. Hatsuhana. Great spot. You know what, let's stay on Madison. Yep, lots of construction and on the weekend. So they must be on a tight schedule. Lights in our favor. Yeah, still walking south on Madison, approaching 45th Street.
Only 3%. You think you had
3%. Custom Lab. I wonder if they do a lot of custom clothing. Thanks, CTUK. Have a good one. Appreciate the support. Yeah, walking's the way to go, Manhattan. I do sometimes use those Rebel scooters, but I'm always a bit scared of them. I do want to make this light. Kind of. There's no cars right now. The bath emergency is real. we're over the 2 hour, 10-minute mark. So I do think this was a successful live stream. I have some things to figure out for future streams, like how to not have the chat overlay and how to mute when needed for if anything is playing that I don't want to show up on stream. But other than that, thanks everyone for watching. Good day, good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you might be in the world. Thanks again for all your support. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next live stream. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.